Okay, today we're going to change the oil on a 2019 Chrysler Pacifica minivan. It has a 3.6 liter V6. These are some of the tools you're going to need. You'll obviously need the oil, 5 quarts of 0W20 full synthetic. Here's the filter you'll need. You'll need a flat bladed screwdriver, a 13mm wrench, a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a long extension with a 24mm socket, and a drain pan. Okay, we're under the front of the vehicle. As you can see, the vehicle's on ramps. You're obviously going to need to do that if you don't have a lift. This little compartment right here, it has a little oil symbol on it. That needs to be opened up, and that's where the drain plug is, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, and right there's the drain plug, and that takes the 13mm. Okay, once you get the drain plug loose, you can unthread it by hand. Have your drain pan ready though. And let the oil drain. Okay, now that your oil's drained, we can come to the top of the engine here. Your oil filter is right down there. Your dipstick goes in that tube, which I've removed it, and I wiped any of the old residual oil off of it. So we're going to loosen the oil filter. Okay, once you have it loose, it just lifts right out. But just be careful because it's obviously going to be dripping with oil. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Now it just pulls out of here like that. And your new one just snaps right in, but your new one comes with an O-ring, with this O-ring right here. And it's a good idea to change it every time you change your oil. Okay, the new O-ring's on. Make sure when you install it that you put some oil on it, and also make sure when you put the O-ring on, it's not in the threads. There's this little groove that the O-ring itself is supposed to go into. After the new O-ring's in, you can put the new filter in, and you'll hear it snap in. Then you can come to the top of the engine. And thread the new filter into the engine. Now I'm sure there's a torque spec on this, but I don't know what it is. I tighten it up until it's tight. You can kind of feel it bottom out right there. And that's plenty tight enough. Okay, now that the new filter's on, you can come back under the car, and you can either let this drain for longer or just put the plug in now. I'm just going to put the plug in now. Now, like with the oil filter, I'm sure there's a torque spec on this, but I don't know it. So I'm just going to make it tight. You definitely don't want to over tighten it because you could strip it or break the casting for the oil pan. Okay, once the drain plug's tight, we can put this little compartment back. Once you get it up, you just turn this screw a quarter turn, and that locks it tight. Okay, now we're going to fill it up with oil. Like I said earlier, it takes 5 quarts of 5W20, full synthetic. Oil doesn't matter, you can get whatever brand as long as it's 520 full synthetic. Another thing to do is make sure your funnel's clean before you pour the oil in it. Always wipe it out. There might be dirt or debris. If there was oil left in it, dust will stick to it. So just make sure you wipe it out good before you pour the new oil in. Okay, once all the oil's in, you can pull your funnel out. Clean it off, put your oil fill plug back in. Make sure it's clean, make sure you didn't put it in any dirt. Thread it on. Now we can put our dipstick back in. We can check it, but it should be okay. We are sitting on ramp, so it might be off a little bit, but you can see it's right there, almost to the full mark, which I think is perfect. Don't forget to write your miles down or reset your oil life inside the van.